Couple rules if you want to come on the show and talk. First off, make sure your webcam is on before you click the link. I'm not going to let you in if I don't see who you are. I'm not trying to screen people out, but there's some bad actors online that would get our stream taken down. And I respect the community a little bit too much to let that happen. Now, there's no censorship on this show, but I do ask that everyone treat each other with respect. So I don't really care about the language you use as long as we're not using derogatory terms towards other people. That would be offensive in any crowd. So make sure we're not using any racial epithets or other derogatory terms. Other than that, it's your show. You tell us what to talk about this time.
Welcome back to the community. You've been asking for this show for a long time. There's almost a comment under every video or a private message to me every week on Twitter asking when the next community show is. Well, we're here. If you want to join the show, if you want to have your voice heard, the link is both in the comments and it is under the video in the description. It was added a little bit late today because I'm incompetent. I am joined today by Sam.
You're also bald.
Which of those is
we're not insulting? Okay, I'm sorry.
If you could gift me
the whole flow now.
If you could gift me with one or the other, either competence or hair, which would it be?
Just competence. Nobody needs hair. You need competence.
Okay.
Closest I can get is a damn buzz cut. I can't get bald.
It's really liberating. It's really liberating.
I wonder, because it must be better than living in this prison of hair.
Well, you don't quite have the problems that I had. I started losing my hair, and I was getting the kind of Bruce Willis uneasy single strip, almost a mohawk, but looking like someone simply dug up someone's grandfather kind of look. And I needed to do something about that. And so the day I took a razor to my head, after it was over, it was positively a great moment because I looked at myself and I said, you know what? Don't look a thing like I used to, but I look like something. I don't look like a faded version of my old self. So I'm happy.
You're also sleek and aerodynamic that way. Like a dolphin.
I'll take that. That's better than some descriptions I've gotten. Also joined by Joseph Perdue. How are you?
Doing good, guys. How y'all doing tonight? Or today? Shit.
Tonight.
It's PM. It counts.
Time travel.
Well, afternoon.
And I'm also joined by Dan Shine from Flesh Wound Features without a final parentheses, a close. So there might be a lot of whispering.
Yeah, I guess I could go back and fix it. But you get it. So it's all good. It's doing well. How are you guys?
It's Saturday.
I am drinking the last of my Wild Bill's vanilla cream.
What is that actually?
It's a small batch soda that I was lucky enough to be gifted by a dear friend of the show. And they're small batch sodas. They don't taste anything like regular, like off the shelf supermarket sodas, including the big guys. They actually taste like things. So it's as close as I'll ever come to being able to go to a pharmacy and pick from the 20 flavors on the wall and then make it in front of me. So I'm always going to be grateful.
I've just got coffee and water. Well, I got coffee and chicory, and then I've got water next to me as well. So nothing too exciting here. Although it is my husband's birthday, so.
Oh, nice.
Yep, Mr. Sam is 39 years old.
What are you doing to celebrate?
We are going to our the place where we met on our first date, which was a blind date that his ex-wife set us up on.
Oh, wow.
No.
That's a thing.
I know. And then we're going to that cool film festival later on at Rolling Oaks Mall in town. So looking forward to that. And yeah.
Sweet.
That's already better. It's already a better year than last year. Because like last year was, holy shit. It was the most 2020 birthday I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
So,
my birthday's not too long from here either.
Oh yeah? Is it before the end of the month?
I think it's mid November.
Okay, right on. That's cool. So you're a Scorpio, Joe Bob?
What's that?
Are you a Scorpio?
I think so.
November, probably.
You occasionally
I know what you're talking about. What's going on, Cam?
Hey, Cameron.
It has been so long since I've talked to any of you, so I just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Hey.
Welcome.
You have more shelves than I remember, so it must have been a while.
It's definitely been a while. So I was able to catch a little bit of your Avengers Halloween like war video the other day.
It wasn't nearly
like-
heated enough.
There was about 50 people in there, though. My goodness. So, I still haven't seen it.
To miss.
I've still got the Halloween Kills hangover. Like, I feel like we were, where it's like you build up to Christmas for so long and then Christmas comes and goes and you're like, but you're still kind of in those doldrums. And it's like, I'm finally coming out of that.
How do you think the film would have been received if it had come out a year ago? Like if it had come out streaming like a year ago, do you think it still would have been the same reaction, or do you think this year-long wait for it caused more of a commotion about it?
That's a good question.
It probably caused more of a commotion. I mean, it's a wretched film. I think
that's what I've heard.
I was actually surprised how bad it was, quite frankly. I mean, you watch that the second time, I don't know how you can excuse it, although some people liked it. It is what it is.
A little just quick, I just want to know, Laura, since I know you had privileges in looking over some of the script, was the script better or is the movie better than the script?
It's exactly, except they cut off the final scene for no apparent reason.
Okay.
Except that the final scene had leaked to all the Reddit readers of the world and whatever, which is not how I got it. But it wouldn't have made the film better. It just would have bookended it.
So the actors delivered the lines worse than they read.
No, it's just as bad on the page. I mean, it's everything every line of dialogue in that film tries to be a meme. They wanted it all pulled out and put on Twitter in a 2-second clip. Every line of that movie. And it's obnoxious. I will say that it's weird because when I read it, and maybe it was just, maybe it was me reading it, and maybe it was how it was edited together ultimately. But there did seem to be a little bit more of a social commentary going on that came through on the page. So maybe they backpedaled that a little bit. There was one line in particular that was pretty egregious. Not that all the rest of the dialogue wasn't egregious in a different way. But I think they understood that this film just needed to be absolute, pulp to work at all on any level. So I think they probably backtracked there because they weren't going to get a freaky / reaction to it. So
I don't think the third film is going to be. I don't think a lot of people are looking forward to the third film at all.
I was getting ready to say that, Cam. It's like, where can you go from here?
Well, people were asking that about 20 years ago with the Halloween series.
Yeah.
Which is why there's 4 distinct timelines.
In fact, there's a John Carpenter commentary. I think it was the Criterion Laserdisc where he says, there's been 6 sequels to my original film. Such a shame. and here he is scoring the new films. Or at least
he's getting checks, making music. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's an old man. Let him, it's just like, let him be. Let John Carpenter just hang out and make money. Nobody should expect anything from the Halloween movies at this point anymore, though.
Yeah, he ain't hurting nobody. It's like,
does anybody believe that he likes this movie?
No.
Nah.
Same with Jamie Lee Curtis. She's been making it out to be much more than it should be in all sorts of different ways. Like, she called it a masterpiece. Bitch, please. This ain't no fucking masterpiece. Go sit down.
The goal to have a camp. Oh, go ahead.
The Freaky Friday remake she did with Lizzie Lohan, way better than that. Than this, what I've heard.
I've never seen it, but it probably.
I desperately think this movie would be better if it had Lindsay Lohan in it.
Oh yeah, totally.
I do like that remake.
Michael Myers, no.
As Michael, I was gonna say.
I think the original is Jodie Foster and Barbara Harris, if I'm not mistaken. That was Jodie Foster.
It was the one with Haley Mills, then, if I'm thinking Freaky Friday.
There's like 4 of them now.
Oh well, fuck me. Never mind.
I was thinking of the Canyons with the Bret Easton Ellis movie, which I think if they had gotten Bret Easton Ellis to write the script for Halloween Kills and not Danny McBride, maybe it would have been better.
Maybe it would have been better. Absolutely, it would have been better.
Anybody but McBride. But can you believe the gall of a campaign to give Jamie Lee Curtis an Oscar nomination for this movie?
Doesn't she do less in this movie than the original Halloween 2?
She does nothing in this movie.
Yeah, it's 12 minutes. It's 12 minutes and it's all dialogue and
Yeah, in the hospital, yeah.
except for her kneeing that one guy in the groin for no apparent reason. Like there's a tidal wave of people coming at them. Like she thinks that kneeing this one guy and pushing him to the wall is gonna do something. Immediately after surgery, by the way. So
can you really say evil dies tonight like 40 times in a movie if you're gonna have a third film? So.
Well, originally it was all supposed to be the same night, so I guess that was the concept. But,
okay, gotcha.
But it's not going to be now because everyone looks older. All the younger actors are like obviously aged.
And from what I've heard, Anthony Michael Hall's not good either.
Oh no,
no. But it's partially the screenplay, but it's partially that this thing. I think everyone understood very early on what this thing was, and I do like Anthony Michael Hall. I think he's got decent talent, but it's just like
he hasn't been the same since he bulked up for Johnny Be Good in 1988. So
yeah, I want to see. I saw something I never thought I'd see it. The Monster Squad. I saw that the other day and kind of liked it. I liked it a lot.
Oh, cool! Monster Squad's great this time of year.
Yeah,
it's no Midnight Hour, but it's a great film.
I love Midnight Hour. I don't think we're ever getting a Blu-ray though.
No, because of music rights, they can't. Yeah. All those classic tracks, and the fact that the How Soon Is Now is used as the score to the damn movie, and they didn't have permission when they did it.
Jesus,
it's a sample, but it's repeated. Like it's such a great movie. It's the most Halloween feeling movie I think that exists.
Oh yeah,
I think you could watch that. Maybe Bad Ronald, Doherty's Trick or Treat. Those are the films that feel like the holiday to me, and of course Hellfest. Everyone drink in the chat. I said Hellfest.
I do think that they should never make a sequel to Trick or Treat. I think they can only go downhill from here. At this point,
it's a pretty tight movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He keeps claiming he is. I don't know where that stands now. I mean, he's just.
Well, let's chalk that up to right after they released the Behind the Mask sequel.
Yeah, that's dead. That one's dead. But yeah, he's got so much greenlit. I just don't know if he's ever going to get to it.
And by the time he does get to it, he will have overthought it so much now. You know, it's got to live up to this Trick or Treat. And listen, it doesn't really have to live up to anything because Trick or Treat was a straight to DVD movie.
Yeah. 2 years later or 3 years later, that sat forever. I don't quite get it.
He got it.
Didn't
he get it because he wrote X-Men 2, and so that was like Bryan Singer's thank you. Was like, I'll help you fund this movie.
Yeah. No, all I remember is the killing of kids was an issue, and I guess I don't even remember all.
You're always gonna have that no matter what. So.
There was a change in studio production leads, and it always is dangerous for some low-budget films because what happens is you don't want to put something out that didn't cost anything that was greenlit under the previous administration because if it makes a lot of money, you don't get any credit for it. And if it fails, it didn't do anything for you, and now you're starting with a failure. So it just hung out. If it was a big-budget film, it would have gotten released.
Watch out, Spider-Man's behind you.
I know he's gonna go trick or treating tonight at a little Halloween fair tonight. So he's trying his costume. So, sorry.
Hey, Griff.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm breathing. How are you?
Same.
It's weird seeing everybody in daylight.
I know, right? It's very strange.
I'm the only one not hungover.
I'm not hungover. The fuck, dude?
Yet.
I'm trying to think if that's going to mean like the hangover's kicking in later or I have to drink and then tomorrow I have to be hungover.
Or both.
How old is he, Cameron?
I'm sorry?
Your son, is he like 3?
3,
4?
yeah. 3.
Wow, he's cool. He's growing up like crazy.
That's what happens.
I know that feeling. I got 3 nephews and a niece.
Do you keep them in the backyard in a cage?
All right, I better get going. He's gonna bother me about this costume, but it was nice seeing everybody. Hopefully we'll talk all soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out for a while. I'm gonna head out for now. I'll try to come back.
All right.
All right,
Cool.
take it easy, guys. Have a good.
See ya.
It's like an Agatha Christie novel in here.
I know, right?
DJ has a question for us. Are you all enjoying the month of horror?
I think I might. I'm not burned out yet. I think I'm just at this point where it's like I'm still recuperating from Halloween Kills, and I'm slowly moving into more stuff. But it's like, so I know What You Did Last Summer came out on Amazon Prime, that series, and so I went back and I watched the first one since it's been a while, and Chris hadn't seen it. It's fine. It's the Pepsi to Scream's Coke, but I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is fucking terrible. It is painful.
See, I like that movie.
I still know why.
Because it's terrible.
Okay.
See, I don't like that whole move. I don't like that whole phase of Scream imitator slashers. So that one, because it's just plain indefensible, is amazing.
I really wanted them to just go, hey, Jonathan.
What's
I
up?
really wanted them to just go with the voodoo curse, and I still know. Like, if you're going to bring that in, just go with the voodoo curse. I would have
Do the
loved it.
voodoo curse. Bring the shark from Jaws 4 in.
Yes, they're in the Caribbean. Why not?
Absolutely.
Just
And you know what? That movie could have done that. Like, because that's almost not the most absurd thing in that movie.
Yeah, and I mean, and Jack Black's like, why is Jack Black in this movie at all?
It's his
Die.
best performance in anything ever, though. It's so good.
What about King Kong?
When he's in that when he's in the
Fucking Kong.
bathtub,
I have a soft spot for Adrian Brody. It's my fault. I like Peter Jackson's King Kong.
I would like it if it was an hour and 30 minutes long.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I'm with you
three
there,
and a
dude.
half
Yeah.
hours.
I thought you
It's
could say
a-
an hour and 30
It's a
minutes shorter.
chore.
It's
It is, but it's still like 3 hours of Adrian Brody, so I'm happy.
We know where it's going to end up at that point. We know the story. It doesn't need to be 3
I know
plus
it doesn't.
hours.
how great would it have been if at the end Kong swats down all the planes, gets down off the tower, and simply walks off.
Hey, that would have been cool.
Kong
I
just
think
goes home.
Yeah.
It ends with a mic drop as he drops the tip of the Empire State Building onto 4th Avenue. That's not bad.
What'd you drop, dude?
Funny you should ask. My finger clipped a gift.
sounded like a CD bump.
This,
No,
Great Richard Matheson's short story collection, Shock 3, which is signed by the master.
oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Richard Matheson is a god, period, full stop. I'll fight anyone on that.
I ain't got no beef. So look, I understand, like, I still know being just complete trash and appreciating it for that, but it's so much. What I think the original, like, watching the first one, I really like how they have everything set up. It feels, it has a very, the town has very blue collar vibes, and it's not just the fact that it's like, yeah, it's obviously a small town, duh, and yeah, small fishing town, but people are driving older model cars around, and I really noticed that this time because I was feeling old looking at them.
What are you talking about?
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, okay.
She's not
Yeah,
talking
and I
about the
was like-
Superior sequel.
I always know what you did last summer.
I haven't gotten there. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do this because Sylvain White directed that terrible Slender Man movie, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I want to do it, man.
I think the third film might be one of the worst sequels I've ever seen.
It's really, really bad. Like, it's just a bad movie. Period. Forget a
Yeah.
sequel.
It's so much worse every time.
Considering
Which one does? The second one? The second one is amazing.
it is
The-
amazing.
the
I
third.
feel like I'm being trolled.
The thing is, like, when you sell an entire slasher series on Jennifer Love Hewitt's cleavage, and you don't have Jennifer Love Hewitt's cleavage in the movie, It's just not going to work.
Bad deal.
Correct.
It's a bad
And
deal.
I mean, Chris pointed out something very helpful when we were watching the first one, is that the more scared that she and Sarah Michelle Gellar get, the more cleavage they show.
Correct.
I love it.
And yet it still has this weird, like, that's not what makes the movie R. You know, they won't go over that line, but and that's that Scream thing. Like, you know, Rose McGowan can be obviously braless in a sweater, but we're not going to go to the next step, right?
Yeah.
Have some class.
Exactly. It has to be Gap commercial approved.
So what did Joe Bob and Cameron get in too big of a fight over Halloween Kills and just leave?
I think they might be meeting up. They left about the same time.
Yeah. I came on and they were gone. So I assumed they went to watch it together.
I think so.
I think I would have turned that show more hostile than it got, but
Then where were you? I wanted that.
I'm not kidding. I had some very mean things to say.
I want you guys to show me on the doll where Halloween Kills touched you, okay? Because it's not that fucking bad. Jesus Christ. And any of you, you're all smart people. I know you very well, okay? If any of you went in expecting fucking high art, shame on you.
No.
You got what you got, and no one should be surprised.
No, I just wanted to be entertained, and I was. Because, I mean, we went with friends, and, you know, I had an idea if it was just going to be a fun slasher flick, but I came out of the movie, and I don't remember the plot, really?
Fuck you, Steak.
It was just scenes.
Like, what do y'all fuck? Have y'all seen
the story?
Have you people seen Halloween 5, 6?
I 5 is a way better film.
Have you guys seen those movies? Like what?
Wait, Jonathan. Let's be clear here, and I've said this publicly too many times. I think this movie is better than Resurrection. I think this movie is better than Rob Zombie's films, both of them.
I'd rather go back.
I think this film is better than Curse, but that's as far as I'll go.
No, I mean I can. That's a fair assessment.
But
that's a fair assessment.
But there are now more chapters of the Halloween franchise that I will never watch again because I dislike them strongly than like, and that's a problem.
I don't know. I really like Michael in this one. I like.
Oh sure, no, Michael's great.
I really like Michael in this one.
Except it's still not Michael Myers though. Like, watch that original film. He's not a freaking built stuntman. He's looks like a normal person, which is
still got a slender person doing it. Like, I mean, James Jude Courtney is not. I would not call him a built person.
I think
he looks like somebody's papaw. Like, that's my biggest complaint with the movie is when they unmask him, is somebody's grandpa standing there in the doorway, and it just kind of takes me out of it.
So, like, I like James Jude Courtney, but I mean, and is that when you're saying Michael, is that who you're referring to, Jonathan, or you're also including the character of Michael Myers in here? Because I think
both. Like, I like his portrayal. I think it's great, and I like what they're doing with that character. I do like that they're amping up that he's a killing machine a little more. Yeah, there's a lot of loose ends and shit that don't make sense. I like the concept of Michael. He's just unstoppable. He's efficient at killing things. I like that.
I mean, for me, it was just a little too much Jason. It felt a little too Jason-y, but I do really like James Courtney as playing Michael Myers.
The scene where he takes out the whole mob, like, that was a bit ridiculous. There's a way to do that, by the way. I think you could accomplish the same thing by doing something a tad different, but that did make him feel a lot like Jason. You're right,
Jonathan. Picture this in your head. Same scene, redone with a little bit of intelligence and reverence.
Yeah.
The crowd all move back from Michael, turn away from him because he's lying dead on the ground. Mm-hmm. And in the background, out of focus, he sits up.
Yeah.
We cut back to the house. You know, Judy Greer is walking up the stairs after she sees the reflection of Michael as a child in the window. She gets to the top of the stairs. We cut back. Everyone is dead on the ground, and Michael walks towards the house.
That's good.
That's the way you do that scene.
The biggest problem I had with it, okay, and this is as far as I'll go because I don't want to talk about it the whole time because I know y'all were just on here doing it, is the reliance. Michael is only effective in this movie due to the idiocy of people. You know, how he's shot multiple times in the movie. No one in that town knows how to use a fucking gun, right? So not even a police officer.
Exactly.
Like, that's who we got to get to take him out in ends. Alec Baldwin.
Ooh,
I'm
too
sorry.
soon. Too soon.
No, it isn't.
Too soon.
Nope.
One shot, just boom.
I feel bad for Alec
Two
Baldwin.
people.
Anyways, that's it.
He
I will-
Oswald that shit.
I will.
Alec Baldwin is an efficient killer.
He really is a killing machine. One shot, one kill.
Somebody stop him before he kills again.
Did Michael kill again?
I shot him 6
No one talks like that ever.
That's my favorite meme, and it popped up immediately. Did Alec Baldwin kill again?
Dude, I made that meme.
You did?
That was me. I am patient zero for that meme.
Well, there you go. It's everywhere.
Nobody's ever said I am
thought you
patient
were just
zero
giving.
with a
I thought you were
smile.
just like stroking my ego with that.
I did. I'm going to change the subject real quick.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, Jonathan.
I stepped away
hijack your
from
convo.
a nice little movie marathon I've been going through, and that is this just came in this morning. The Ringu collection.
Oh, so good,
Dude! I've never seen any of these.
Did you skip
Holy-
Spiral? Did you skip?
So Spiral's not in here. It's
Okay.
just Ringu.
Well, I have that set. I thought Spiral is in there as a bonus feature on the first disc.
Is it? Hang on now.
Should be.
Right? Am I remembering that right then?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because I know it goes to it goes to Ringu too, right?
Well, that's
I know
correct. Ignore Spiral.
So Spiral's bad then.
Spiral isn't a horror film. It's based on the novel by Koji
Uh-huh.
Suzuki that follows it. It is a existential science fiction film.
Okay.
And the third novel, Loop, is even more so. So if you like the horror aspects of Ringu, which you should, I'd just avoid it.
But
Not even as a curiosity.
Holy shit, that's good.
The first film is a classic. It's on my top 25 of all time.
I am very, very pleased with that.
How many of you have you watched?
I've just seen the first one and I just started 2.
Okay, so 2 is not. I don't think is quite as good as the first. Still has moments though, but then you'll get the Ringu Zero birthday. I frigging love what they did with that
Really?
movie. They oh my god, it's
in this set. My god,
not the film you're expecting. Okay, but when it decides to destroy you, it destroys you as hard as the first film. So
wow. Great Halloween watch. I know a lot of people who haven't watched the Japanese film and films.
Oh, you got to. Like, I mean,
Yes.
I avoided it for years, and
make it an evening.
so good,
yeah,
so
right
good,
now.
man. And like, I was so glad to find that collection. It's hard to find now.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It is, yeah. I got it off Hamilton Book.
It's on
nice.
Arrow's website. They have a U.S. website now.
Mhm.
It's been sold out for a while.
Yeah, because it went on sale.
it's Ringu is Hideo Nakata's had this moment where he was making these like incredibly stylish horror films between Don't Look Up and Ringu and what's the one after that?
Dark Water.
No, before Dark Water.
I've never seen Dark Water either. That's one I need to
It's really more of a crime film. Chaos.
Chaos, yes.
Yeah. But incredible stylistically, he was like the king of J horror. And then, of course, but when Battle Royale came out, people stopped imitating him and started less widening. And so it kind of like he kind of got lost in the shuffle, it feels like. But man, as a stylist, that first film, that's hard to beat, isn't it?
Very hard to beat. It doesn't get enough credit. I mean, it does, but I don't know. I know so many people who drive me nuts. Like, I never actually watched the Japanese one, and it's I like the U.S. film, but
I was gonna say I like
so
the first
much
the
better.
first U.S. movie. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think watch them all, right? Except
Sure.
Rings and 2. Just what,
Oh
don't
god,
watch-
I've seen Rings.
Which-
Jesus.
Which is funny because he directed The Ring too.
You did.
I'm not crazy about that one.
You shouldn't be.
It's funny how you can have a great. It happened with One Missed Call as well. He directed the remake, not Hideo Nakata, but
The original director.
yeah, and the remake is horrid.
Are the originals to the One Missed Call? Was it a trilogy? Are those worth watching?
Yeah,
They are. Okay, so it's much different than the
I
American
remember
film.
the third one as well, but the first one certainly is.
I agree. I think they're worth it. You won't feel as strong as you do about the original, but yeah, they're worth it. It's just like the Eye series. The Pang Brothers Eye is just amazing, and then all the sequels have something worth it about them. Although some of them are comedies, and you got to be ready for that.
It's a rip
they're
off
all
of
worth
Body Bags.
Excuse me.
It's a rip off of Body Bags.
I don't know. Again, J horror is all about mood and atmosphere in that era. So of course I love it. Yeah. So of course I love it. I think it's funny because when I watch Ringu, I get vibes like Mario Bava's Black Sunday rather than anything modern. It has that starkness and that crispness to it. It's a very specific thing, but it's weird that the American films never embraced all of the mythology.
They should have.
The whole the goblins and thine thing is scary on its own. The idea of Sadako walks into her mother walks into the ocean and comes back pregnant, and it's scary. It's cosmic horror. It's Lovecraftian. It's good, but the American films went with a farmhouse with Brian Cox instead. It's okay, but it's not as good.
Brian Cox.
I got some more Brian Cox on the menu for tonight. I'm watching this tonight.
You always have Cox on the menu.
Oh, I really enjoyed Autopsy of Jane Doe.
That was good.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
Never seen it. It's
good.
It's good. It's very, I would say, definitely a good mood, very atmospheric. I thought it was going to be a lot. I didn't think I was going to be that into it. I thought it was going to be too slow for me, but I was wrong.
It sounds interesting.
Well,
I hear good things.
It peaks at a certain point, and but man, it is a good movie.
There's some moments of
Turn the lights out, and you're in for a good watch.
Watch it in the dark. Absolutely. Watch it in the dark. Report back.
Indie dark.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Also, preferably on, if you, either drunk or in a different state of mind.
Altered state of mind.
Altered state of mind, yes.
Well, Jonathan only partakes of that kind of stuff on days that end in a Y, so.
Yes, only on those days.
Yes.
Damn. Well, that's a disappointment. I guess it won't be happening today.
Well, it's your husband's birthday. That ends in Y.
DAE. Like Sunday.
Yeah. So there was a question about what we're all doing for Halloween from Mr. Donnelly.
Oh, nice.
By the way, Mr. Donnelly and everyone else, please tell us what you're doing for Halloween.
I was going to say, yeah.
Well, I just did something I haven't done since pre-pandemic. I went to a haunt, Netherworld, here in Georgia,
Nice.
Which was so nice to kind of get back to normal because I missed it a lot. And Netherworld's got really good production values. So one of the Never Spawn, I think it was called, houses felt like you were in a Lovecraft film. It's just particularly a Stuart Gordon Lovecraft film. It was really cool and definitely got me in the mood. I missed it. It's always been a part of my Halloween, and I was glad to go back. As for the day itself, just pretty much our tradition, barbecue outside while we hand out candy, and I'm excited. Oh, Christian.
The scariest thing you can go as, man.
When's Halloween?
I can't pull off Alec Baldwin. Maybe Daniel Baldwin I could do, but not quite Alec material.
Stephen Baldwin. There's the money.
There you go. Biodome cosplay.
I always forget that Daniel Baldwin exists.
I always forget Daniel Baldwin exists, but I think he forgets he exists too.
I was gonna say Hollywood definitely did.
It's kind of like the Jackson family. If you're not Michael or Tito, then name them. Go for it.
I like Alec Baldwin. I do hate that this happened to him. He's funny. And he's
not where
fucking
my
awesome in Glenn Ross. Like, there's never been a better asshole on screen.
And I think he's the best Jack Ryan as well. But I'm sorry, there's certain things that are not forgivable.
And for that, he must be dragged.
No big loss for me.
So, Griff, what are you doing for Halloween?
I don't know. Probably nothing. I did do I skipped out on that movie everyone wants to talk about, but I did watch some better movies from Universal. I did double feature James Whale's Frankenstein and Bride.
Oh, much better.
Infinitely.
Those were entertaining as hell. Been reading The Boogeyman by Maxino Gallahan. I don't know if I said that right or not. And gonna read some James Herbert stuff. Haven't really watched many movies. Been playing Silent Hill, the original. Took some photos because the original game, all the streets in the original game are of horror authors. Speaking of Matheson, he's one of the street names.
Nice.
Ira Levin's one of them. F. Paul Wilson, Dean Koontz, Michael Crichton, Dan Simmons.
It's awesome.
Ray Bradbury's one. I know I'm missing somebody else, but yeah.
There's no Stephen King Street?
No, there's a Richard Bachman Street.
That's some shade from Silent Hill. Stephen
Jonathan.
who? We've heard of Richard Bachman. We don't know who Stephen King is, though.
No, Red
I kinda
Rum.
love
Who's Stephen King?
Stephen
Red
King.
Rum's on there.
Steve.
So Jonathan, what are you doing for Halloween?
Oh, I'm going trick or treating, homie. So,
Nice.
With the Ripley?
with the Ripley.
Is she going as Ripley?
No,
I
I'm
was
waiting
just
for
about
that.
to
Like
ask
that is like she doesn't get it yet, right? But eventually that will happen. I will be a xenomorph, a short one, albeit. And
You only have so many years to go before she's taller than you, so
exactly. Like so, we only have it's a short window, but until then, no, she's going as a zombie cheerleader this year.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
I want to imagine you fighting with her over like, no, you don't want to be Hello Kitty. You want to be Ripley.
Yes, you
Look
wanna
at
be
the
Ripley,
movie.
your namesake. Watch the fucking movie. She has not watched Alien yet. It's
You know
gonna
what
be a while.
you know what I love?
What?
That it's inevitable that there'll be a day when, I don't know, she turns 13 or something, and Jonathan will say, Ripley, come here, I want to show you some films. And you're gonna watch the first 3 films, and she's gonna look at you and go, that second movie sucks, Dad. And you're gonna be like, damn it!
No.
One's infected or mine.
And then her hair will fall out.
Jeez.
The
Wow,
curse of
that's
Aliens
dark.
3.
Yeah, that went rough. Yeah.
Damn.
Nah, as long as she doesn't say the first movie sucks, which I'm worried about. She'll be like, it's boring. It's dumb.
Alien is so.
Attention spans are for the older generation.
Yeah. I'm sorry you have a cool ass name, kid. Sorry.
Yeah. We're just giving out candy. And, that's literally, it's like when you move, when you get a house, you move to a place that actually has a neighborhood with kids running around. That's all you kind of want to do is just like watch the kids come up to the door, give them candy, and go ooh ah over their cool costumes. So,
Were you a Power Ranger?
what?
That's what you get. Oh, you're a Power Ranger? That's cool.
God.
That's why I don't get trick or treaters because we're so rural. But if I did, that would be the problem. I'd open the door, there'd be a Hello Kitty next to a Power Ranger, and I'd be like, do something spooky next year, and I'll consider giving you candy.
What's up? Incognito tonight.
Hi, this is
It would work if we couldn't see his background.
this is Griffin. I just wanted to say I loved Halloween Kills. And no, how's it going?
No.
How are you all?
Doing well.
Yeah.
All right.
Staying down on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
With all Americans, despite the fact that I timed this so that the Brits could participate.
Cool.
That's okay. They can catch it later.
Dude, I like afternoon streams. I'm too old to be doing this shit at like 11 p.m.
I get it. Like, dude, it's like 8 p.m. I'm already thinking, oh, I got to go to bed pretty soon. I got to start winding down.
I won't start a movie after 7:30. Like,
Dude, I'm in the same boat. I didn't even want to start watching Blade. Like, started watching Blade, I think at like 8:30 last night. No, it had to.
you're fucking wild, Sam. Wild.
Dude, I know.
8:30?
You stay up past
Well-
8:30? God. You youngsters.
I think I wish I could say now with the new job, I have to be up at 5 often.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like when you gotta be up that early, you just can't do it anymore.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
Now in my early 20s, you need to sleep, right? You have to sleep. Just
No.
go straight into work.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the third day, you worry about the sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, like I sleep 6 hours and like my back hurts for a week and I have a headache and
I know you sleep in the wrong position just one night and you're
You have to
feeling it for 5 days.
you gotta go to the ER. What happened? I slept wrong.
Or
a
you
neck
just,
brace?
just take a handful of muscle relaxers before you go to bed. That's what I do.
That's a Kentucky thing. You can't get them on every street corner in every state.
Whatever position you fall asleep in, you're good because you're just limp.
As we get older, we're all limp sometimes.
Go to downtown Louisville. It'll be easy. Find whatever you need.
I find the rural trailer parks are the best place to find those here.
That's all meth here. You're not going to find horse tranquilizers.
Oh, meth's the main attraction. It gets all the credit. But
So, do you guys hear this? That Vinegar Syndrome is no longer being able to produce a 4K of sensor, and they're for all of us who pre-ordered it, we're getting an $8 credit and just getting a Blu-ray.
I did not hear this.
Really?
What happened?
What did they
They're
not
saying
own the
technical
rights?
issues beyond their control, which I take it meaning that the disc plants can't find people to work.
Supply chain.
Soon, I'll have to. Let's talk off the air.
Okay. Okay, that's the end of the show, so we can talk off.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
I mean, I'm glad to have it still, but that sucks.
It seems like a good movie for the format.
Yeah.
But hey, at least we got Tammy versus the T-Rex in 4K.
There you go.
It was needed.
Everybody should be required to watch that movie once.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
I agree.
You ever
I
had
saw
to
the
tell
first
anybody
time
that
2 years
movie
back, blew my
exists?
mind.
It's a movie with Paul
Explaining
Walker.
it's fun.
Exactly what I'm saying. Yeah,
Right?
Paul Walker, but his brain's
I
in
think-
T-Rex.
I think there's a way
That's not even a weird part of the movie.
that movie is Jurassic Fury before Jurassic Fury.
Wow! Holy crap!
I would be fine if Hollywood wanted to give us some more stupid movies like that. Just
Well, they do.
no, not.
Endearingly stupid.
They just give them like multi-million-dollar budgets and put A-list stars in them.
Wait, the screenplay sucks. What do we do? Call The Rock. He'll sell the tickets. That's it.
I mean, I'd go see some if they wanted to remake Carnosaur and throw The Rock in there somewhere, either as a dinosaur. Fine,
I'd watch it.
all right with this.
But
I'd
he's
watch
still
it.
like anthropomorphic and can talk and everything. And
Raise the
I
eyebrow.
guess I'll take what I can
come
get.
get some.
Mhm.
I just, it's like if I,
He
I
has
wanna
to
go
serve pie though. That's the stipulation if he does it.
right? I just want to, I want to go see some stupid things in the theaters, like really fucking stupid. Not older movies that are, classically trashy B movies. I want to see some. Well, I technically already saw a B movie with that Death Rider and the House of Vampires, except that was.
Oh,
You didn't watch Rampage with The Rock?
No, I did not. I love that fucking game though.
Dude, I actually like Rampage.
I like
thought
that
was a
movie
fun
too.
movie.
Way better than it should be.
The
Yes.
ape gives the guy the finger. It's awesome.
It does.
I thought that was a fine little movie, man. No reason to make fun of it.
As dumb kaiju go, besides the recent Godzilla films, Americans haven't had a lot of good kaiju films in their history, so I enjoy it.
To not to take the conversation away from The Rock, because I mean, God knows The Rock deserves
He needs
all
work.
the-
He needs
yeah.
Of
work.
course.
I saw I'd never heard of the movie Butterfly Kisses. Have y'all seen Butterfly Kisses?
I feel like I might have heard about it, but I
Found footage movie.
That sounds like a movie that you get on a list for owning.
That's
I know.
what I'm saying.
Like, what kind of
It is-
snuff film is this?
It is. Yeah, it's. Now you're making me. Like, is it really called Butterfly Kisses? Because I watched it late last night, and I'm like, was it really called Butterfly Kisses now? Like, anyway. I'm pretty sure it was called Butterfly Kisses. It's a found footage movie that I thought was pretty good. It came out in like came out a few years ago. Thought it was pretty good.
Speaking of Butterfly Kisses, the return of Mr. Purdue.
Oh
man.
man,
Hey,
hey
Thunder.
man, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good, man. Why is it in the damn dark? Good God.
I just like the dark.
It's like his soul.
You're like an anonymous insider.
Yep.
He has his NSA blocking service that he sells on his channel, so he's fine.
Exactly.
His was Mr. Robot all along.
So,
Dr. Claw.
so Lauren, you like stupid, ridiculous movies. What did you think of Transporter Refueled?
Did you think I saw Transporter Refuel?
I feel like you would have. I feel like you would have. I know you like dumb action.
I see more dumb action than I probably want to admit to, but no, I haven't seen that. Is it appropriately bad?
Yeah.
Cool. It'll go on the list. You know what we need? We need another Taken sequel. That's what I think.
Tooken.
How many times can that girl get kidnapped? I mean,
That's pretty much what every Liam Neeson movie is. It's just another Taken sequel. This one's Taken with wolves.
Gray, Taken with wolves. Yeah.
The Gray is probably his best work in recent years. So.
The Gray is
I
very
like
good.
I like the Nonstop and Run All Night.
Oh yeah,
I enjoy both of those.
Train one and the Ed Harris one.
That was
Who saw that coming, that he was going to be an action icon?
do something.
When his wife died, because it was actually Taken had just come out when his wife died.
Yeah.
And then he just became an action star at
60.
Yeah.
Well, did you see that interview he gave where he was talking about he wanted to like hurt people and yeah.
Oh man.
Went out into the streets just looking for somebody to hurt, and didn't he have a weapon with? Didn't he say he brought like a baseball bat with him or something like that? And he just wanted to hurt people.
He'd bring up that.
He's still canceled, kind of.
They were trying to cancel him, but I mean, they were trying.
He's just doing a bunch of right-leaning movies now.
Well, he's churning out just action film after action film, which I don't know. When I first got to know Liam Neeson, I never thought, oh, action star,
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, he's huge.
Next,
he also decided not to act anymore. He just spits out lines like he doesn't give a crap.
Yeah. He's not Bruce Willis bad, but
but Bruce Willis just aches for a time when Hollywood had brain cells, and I think so. He's just so disconnected he doesn't care. I think Liam Neeson actually is looking at these things, going, "That's about how this line should go." Yeah, because that in the first Taken film, that scene of the barbecue with his friends out back, they have the fire going. Those are people who do not know each other speaking. Those are not like lifelong friends. They're like, so how do you feel about going home tonight? I feel good. It's like watching like Disney animatronics that have gone haywire.
Hello, friend.
I never told you this, Bob, but you are my closest friend, and I love you.
I love you too. I hope I don't die in the third act of emotional stakes.
Good night, daughter. Sleep tight. I love you. I love you too, father.
Buys her a karaoke machine.
One of my favorite moments is Cold Pursuit, where he like drops a tree on one of the villains.
What's the plot of that movie? He drives like a fucking snowplow and somebody kidnaps his daughter.
What is a remake with Bill Skarsgård? Oh no, not Bill Skarsgård. His dad,
Stellan Skarsgård.
Stellan.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't know what the hell happened.
Welcome back. It was more of a dark comedy. I like that one. I don't hate his movies really, but yeah, he's just Liam Neeson now.
They're fine.
I gotta bounce, y'all. Joe Bob's way too woke for me, but it's been fun hanging with you all. And you're just too far left for me, Joe Bob.
Well, tell Jeremy, hey for me, man.
Okay, I will. All right, you guez have a good rest of your Saturday.
We'll see you, Pez.
Thanks,
See you later.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Pezzo
I don't know what the hell happened on my. I don't know what the hell happened on my end. I was typing something and must have hit something by mistake.
I didn't get the sign this time. That's refreshing.
I didn't know what the hell that was. See, Jonathan's joined us. I was going, how you doing, man?
What's up, buddy?
Not much, man.
So I was watching Blade last night because Chris hadn't seen it again.
Blade.
You gotta train this boy.
Huh?
That's a fun
You need
movie.
to train this boy.
I know. I'm like, I'm educating him. Don't worry. Like, there's a lot of stuff he hasn't seen, but there's a lot of stuff I haven't seen. So goes back and forth. It's still a fun movie. It's just, damn, those N64 graphics.
Let's say the CGI is bad.
Is so bad.
Hey, I always get
Even a drop of blood they made, like, oh god.
every time I go back and watch those movies, I always forget that Steven Dorff was taken seriously at some point.
I know.
I'm like, oh no, he's not in this ironically, is he? No, he's just the character. Okay.
I like him as Deacon Frost. He's plays an asshole perfectly.
I
thought his career would go further than it did, but I think it was all over when he did Alone in the Dark, where Tara Reid plays a
Fear.com.
scientist. Fear.com. Yeah, he made some really questionable
It's
choices.
a terrible
but
movie.
Tara Reid is
He's
a
the spokesperson
scientist.
for Blue e-cigs. That's where I know him from.
I'm looking for the next Kubrick.
Are y'all talking about Wesley Snipes or somebody else?
Steven Dorff.
Steven Dorff.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
So
I've
why
heard
did
that
you
name.
think we were talking about Wesley Snipes?
Because Sam mentioned Blade. I was thinking, I don't know.
But I mean, like still the best line of Blade, even though I hadn't seen it in forever, is still some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill.
I knew.
I still never gets old. It's still perfect, and I
have-
still love Wesley Snipes.
I have-
Like pretty much everything. I don't know. I haven't seen all of his stuff.
I have a big soft spot for Blade Trinity. I know everybody hates that.
No,
movie.
I haven't seen
fucking
it.
love it.
Dude, here's the thing. Like, it's the closest we got to Tomb of Dracula. And they mess it up badly, but at least they got the characters in there finally. Because they decided to tell these movies in the wrong order, which is so weird. But, I mean, they kind of wanted to at least acknowledge the source material. And they put it on screen, too, which is weird. But
I liked the casting, too. Like, I loved Ryan Reynolds in it. I liked the Patton Oswalt character.
Yeah, but Dracula. Batista is Dracula. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Wait,
It's just
Batista's
like-
Dracula.
No, it was Dominic.
Dominic Purcell, but yeah,
Yeah, it was
basically Batista.
yeah, just random bald
literally
British
a
guy.
Gap commercial star.
yeah, that is the biggest problem. They should have had a character that looked like somewhat the character from the comics.
Yeah, I didn't want a bodybuilder as Dracula. That just I don't know.
Triple H was in that shit
Yep.
I forget about that.
with a little dog.
Acting with Parker Posey, which never thought I'd see that.
Parker Posey, like,
Didn't that,
how
didn't that
do
kill
you think she got roped into doing that? Because she's all
Didn't that
about
kill
like
her
indie
career?
art projects.
She never does stuff like that. When they cast her, I remember thinking, like, my God, the indie girl, like forever indie girl.
Though.
She is. But if you look at her whole filmography, rarely. I mean,
Yeah,
like-
that is correct. Yeah,
It
I
would-
will give you
it'd
that.
be
for
like
sure.
DC casting Linda Ferrantino as Wonder Woman. You'd be like, really?
So, does any I mean, I know it's been a while for probably some people for Blade, but you know the end with the purebloods, and the whole like ritual, and then they're all getting like zapped by lightning, and it's like you see, who remembers this? Because it's like they get their skin zapped off, and then it's like then it's just their skeletons, and then a smaller vampire bat skeleton comes out of their skeleton.
spirits. It's their spirits.
That's how that.
No, they have two skeletons.
That's anatomically
spirits.
correct in vampires, Sam. I can't believe you didn't know
Is that
that.
like two spirits for vampire?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a bat inside you. The same thing happens if you just eat a bat. They don't tell you that.
Oh, we'll get right on that.
I'm gonna transfer. Hey,
And
I'm gonna
there's a
transfer over
pandemic.
to my. I'm transfer over to my laptop.
Lauren
I'll see
beat
you in
me
a
to
second.
it. We'll see it.
I just saw. Yeah, I mean,
I'm transfer over-
somebody in
I'm gonna
Wuhan
transfer
tried
over-
it.
I'm gonna transfer over to my laptop. I'll see you guys in a
See you,
second.
buddy.
They
Cool.
totally
Okay.
ripped off in
I'll be back in a second though.
Okay.
I'll be waiting.
Underworld.
I've been
They've got,
waiting.
Like in the original Blade, they've got the I can't remember the woman's the main scientist, blood doctor.
Mhm.
Karen Jensen.
Yeah, the guy who was also in Vampires, her co-worker, they kind of ripped that off for the first Underworld movie with the guy from Prison Break. The other guy from Prison Break. So there you go.
Yep,
They're all in vampire related shit.
All I could think of when Karen's like her ex-boyfriend Curtis, the one that gets killed at the beginning of Blade. So he shows up later as like a ghoul.
Yeah,
Dude, straight up Robin Williams is a Deadite.
that's cool.
100%, and it's weird, but it kind of works.
I like how that scene's lit. It looks really nice. There's parts of that movie that were really great.
I mean, that movie all around is solid except for the CG. It's fun.
Griff knows this, but I'm going to court some hate. I like the Underworld movies a lot more than I like the Blade movies.
New to 4K next week, yeah.
Well, the first one's already on 4K.
Yeah, no, the whole set.
Blood Wars.
I think I
like Blood Wars.
Yeah, Blood Wars is on 4K as well. No,
so
I do
much
too.
fun. That was so much fun.
It's a fun movie. But you got it. Because of how it was shot, though, you got to watch how you buy it because that original Blu-ray is dark as fuck.
Well, the UHD should lighten it up.
Yeah,
that was my problem with the Underworld movies, though. Like, everything's so dark.
That's how we like it.
That's it. No, I like those movies. I'm sad that there will never be more.
So Lauren, does it go like in reverse? You like Blood Wars, Evolution, or no, not Evolution. What's
Evolution, baby.
What's the fourth one called?
Rise of the Lycans was the
No,
prequel.
third one. That was third one.
Third one.
What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Talk about
Rise of the Lycans.
That's an Underworld or something.
Fuck those movies.
I
agree.
I like them.
Are you
I
fucking
like
kidding me?
Not at all.
Did you have a brain injury you didn't tell me about?
Listen, I've had many aneurysms. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying right now.
Damn,
I think for kind of action horror escapism, I think they're pretty great. I mean, they're well acted. The acting, the quality of actors they get for those things is insane. Tell me another horror series that can just call up Jonathan Pryce and be like, "Hey, you want to be a vampire?" And he's like, "Yeah." All these older British actors, it's awesome.
You seem to have one specific criteria for that being good. So
No,
it's very specific.
I think they're very fun, and I think they're well made. I think they're well acted. The CGI is nonsense, but I mean, if you're going to compare it with something like Resident Evil, which would be the direct comparison,
that's
shit.
Oh,
I love Mila. I love me some Mila, but no.
I hate those fucking movies.
Mike actually
I
just
hate 'em
brought that up in the chat. What did you guys think of the trailer for the new one? That CG looked Atari level.
I haven't seen it.
No interest.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
The trailer though, ooh, man.
I don't know. I saw the trailer for the Black Phone. And
Ethan Hawke is like a supernatural Gacy. Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, well, that looks good, but I mean, I saw the whole movie in it. I saw the whole movie in that trailer.
What happened to the art of the trailer? Like,
yeah.
Like, that's been dead for years, right? Like, I mean, they're giving away so much in trailers.
Longer than that, Jonathan.
Well,
like, I still want the guy to come in.
You can hang a Picasso in a trailer. It's not going to make it any better of a piece of art.
Exactly.
You know who did it right recently? Titane. Knew nothing. I didn't know what that movie was even about.
They did it so well, I didn't even hear the movie until you were talking about it on Fleshwood. So
I think the Lamb trailer was really good.
That is. I gave away too much though. I wish I didn't know what
it didn't give away the big moment though. We won't either. But when it happened in the theater, and you know what I'm fucking talking about, there was an audible gasp from everyone in there. Like, holy shit! You can't do shit like that in movies. It was great. The big thing is
you had an audience.
Yeah, well, not many, but they were there.
Oh, okay.
How come? What happened after? Why did nobody pick up the mantle of like the trailer guy after Don LaFontaine died?
They don't do voiceovers in trailers anymore.
It sucks, dude, because I really miss the in a world.
Well, they also don't do words on screen. The word splashes. Remember that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, they still do the they still like quote the fucking critics. They're like, insanely good, awesome.
I didn't shit myself while watching this movie.
I hate that. I hate it.
No, all trailers now are, they start with a single extended 20 to 25-second scene from a movie that they think is pretty strong and compelling, and then quick clips until you have a joke or a stop beat, right? And then you repeat that like 3 times, and then you end with a one-liner. Every trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're really lucky, you get a slowed down acoustic cover of a early 90s hit.
Ugh.
Performed by a female singer-songwriter.
Dark
That's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank God there was Lamb and Titane. The theatrical horror scene this year has been pretty bad. Candyman, Halloween Kills,
Night House. That was good.
I love the Night House. Yes, I have that on the way to me on Blu-ray.
Still haven't seen it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll like that one, Lauren. But Candyman and Halloween Kills. It wasn't 2020.
What a
Good old
year.
Bloomhouse. Bloomhouse.
I have to
Mike
watch
says
it.
he did not like the Night House.
Oh,
Like
okay.
there's a lot of shit he doesn't like.
I think Mike's just been called out by Griffin.
There's a lot of shit he doesn't like.
Did you know that well, I don't want to say too much because it doesn't give anything away, but it started out its life as a potential Hellraiser script at one point.
Night House?
Yeah, there's a whole
Yeah, you could see it.
Yeah, you could see if they wanted to. Yeah, which they don't, but yeah.
Lauren, you
So,
ever? I know. I'm sure Dan. You ever seen Perfume: Story of a Murderer?
Oh yeah, good book too. Yeah,
That's a great film.
yeah, Alan Rickman. Trying to remember who else was in that. Rickman, I remember.
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman. Yeah, it had a few big names.
That's a crazy combo right there. Alan Rickman, Dustin Hoffman. Ooh,
No, I can see it.
yeah.
there's been some. I mean, again, you have to go out of your way for it, but like Saint Maud came out this year in America. Brilliant film.
Blu-ray's coming.
Cop Shop, which was I think the most fun action film.
I
of
wanted to see that. Damn
I
it.
want to
like
see
that.
that. I want
It
to
was
see
so-
that too.
Dan, did you say you liked it or didn't like it?
I loved it. I thought it was
Yeah.
a ton of fun. Yeah.
Way more fun than you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Gaia did get a theatrical release. It's just everyone ignored it. Great film. I saw it in the theater.
I didn't see
Amazing.
it showing around me.
Godzilla versus Kong was a lot
So
of
much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to be in the minority here, but I don't give a crap. I think Separation is worth a second visit from everyone who hated it when they saw it early in the year.
Wait, what was that? That was the one. Wait, I think I just watched that and I keep confusing it with Searching.
Oh, it's not-
The one with the weird dolls, right? The weird
Yes.
puppets.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I was very surprised.
The
I thought
one-
it was going to be. I did not expect it being good.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to change the genre, but
no, but it's enjoyable.
I think there was a lot
doing
of
things.
fun in it.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Till Death was a surprise. I know you like
Till
that
Death,
one.
I liked a lot too. Yeah,
A Megan Fox movie of all things. You think so?
Wow.
but she's actually good in the whole movie.
Yeah, she worked in that one. Yeah.
you don't want to talk about Jennifer's body for the next 10 years again,
Only if we're talking about the whole song that the movie was based on.
huh? I'm sorry.
Only if we're talking
Cool.
about the whole song that the whole entire movie was based on.
Did you ever see the movie?
That's real.
The Passion Play, where she plays an angel, and like Mickey Rourke is her love interest. It didn't come out too well.
I wonder why Mickey Rourke signed on for that film. It's a mystery.
Bill Murray's in that thing of all as well.
Oh, God.
Bill fucking Murray.
Robert Long says no one watched The Unholy. Unfortunately, I know that at least Dan and I have.
Yeah, I was bad.
You
and
guys
was
did, so I
pissed.
didn't have to.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. The bad was very bad this year. I will say. I mean, there's always great films, like you said, Gaia, Saint Maud, but the lows were really low. It wasn't 2020. Like I swear, I at least enjoyed almost everything.
It was a way better year. Way better year. And of course, for fans of the channel, Zombie Ready came out this year theatrically in America too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Zombie Ready was fun. Yeah.
I can't wait for the year-end lists. I'm so looking forward to that because we. I mean, look, I'm gonna be that bitch. I can't wait to make fun of people's like fucking year-end lists. I mean, not the regular people on Twitter, more so just the corporate journalists on Twitter, the Fangos and the Dread Centrals, all those. I honestly
Chris Stockman,
can't
Jeremy
wait.
Johns.
So, Cliff, here's the thing, and I think you said this because you know that I have an Angie Baby fixation from my childhood. But there was a television movie based on Angie Baby. That is the thing. I don't recommend searching it out because it's not very good, but it did happen. You can find the title sequence to it on YouTube, but they cut it off as soon as it goes into the actual movie. I would also say that there was a television movie also of the Bobby Gentry song Ballad of Billy Joel, which if you want a tearjerker from that same period, it's an astounding film. That today would find an audience because of the thematics of it.
Same can't be said for Harper Valley PTA. God. Great song,
Tell
but
you a
not a
little
good movie.
story about a Harper Valley widow's bride.
Oh, I forgot another one. The night the lights went out in Georgia.
Yep.
I'm not doing that one.
Good
That's the
Lord,
night that the
it was-
lights went out in Georgia.
So now they killed an innocent man. I love how we all have our country music voices. All we do is quiver the last word, which incidentally is the same thing that Eddie Vedder does normally.
Oh God.
Does
Where's
it
your
Eddie
girl?
Vedder sound like Tom Petty a little bit?
Feel bad it was time. Yeah, that's the thing that happened on this show.
Okay.
He's biased, man.
I like Eddie Vedder. Fuck all y'all.
I love 10. I just don't like anything they've done since.
10 is fucking amazing. Man.
It is an amazing record, but you can tell that they had all those B tracks from Mother Love Bone built up to make that album, and then they used them all on that album, and it became like, oh, we have to do another album now.
I mean, what is it? What is it? I can never say it.
Vitology.
Vitology. Yeah, that was a decent record.
Yeah. We're gonna disagree on that.
And actually, the one that had Sirens on it that came out in like 2014 wasn't terrible. Because Sirens is a dope ass song.
So I got a question. This is mostly, I think Lauren probably answer. Why did Poe stop making stop releasing albums?
That's something with the label, right?
Yeah, Annie Danielowski is a really interesting person. The family has money. That's the first thing. Her father was the linguist. He taught linguistics at NYU. So the family always had money. So like, it wasn't a starving artist situation ever. The first album, the one with Trigger Happy Johnny, Hello.
Trigger Happy Jack.
Yeah, that was like completely like just riding the wave and whatever. And you can listen to that album and hear that. Then Haunted comes out and it's this masterpiece, right? It's one of the best rock albums ever written. And it's a concept album. It plays into her brother's novel. It has a conversation between her and her dead father on the record, which is impossible and wonderful and sublime. The label didn't know what to do with that album, though, because it didn't have the obvious single. And
they tried pushing Wild, but I also think they tried pushing Hey Pretty too as the single.
Well, Hey Pretty, the remix of Hey Pretty with her brother doing the spoken word on it, was like pushed to college radio. But basically, Atlantic wanted another big hit from her. But by that point, also you got to realize music had moved on. Like straight alternative was never going to sell the way that it had in the past. So they kept kind of vetoing ideas, and she wanted to do very, very conceptual albums, and they wanted a dumb pop record. And so, unfortunately, I don't know that we'll ever get another Poe record.
I'm still going to hold out hope.
She could surprise us like Fiona Apple and release an album of her banging around pots and pans and screaming like Yoko Ono for her generation. But in her case, she doesn't need to.
Yeah.
I think that's the big difference.
But
her songs have been, at least Haunted, it's been used in quite a few other mediums.
She's awesome.
But I love her poem music.
Yeah, I might put, because Haunted came out in 2000, I believe, right?
I thought it was, I guess.
Yeah, 2000.
2001. Yeah.
2000.
I think it might be my favorite album of the Audis. And it came out, what, 2 months into it or something? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean,
crazy.
It's so good.
It is really good.
To listen to that.
If you haven't read House of Leaves and you're a big fan of the...
Oh, that's her brother who did that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
They're the same story. They're different parts of the same story.
Mm.
So here's the thing.
They
It's
make
like
that connection.
In real life, their father dies, and he left behind all of his recordings of his lectures. And they had to clean out his estate, and they began listening to their father giving these lectures. And it is very much, although it's about linguistics, it was very philosophical.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like listening to their father more than they'd heard of their father in years, and now he's dead. And they both came up with this idea of like, it's kind of like having a ghost. And so he wrote House of Leaves, and there's this whole idea in House of Leaves of being paid to clean out this old man's house, right? And they find the evidence of the film that doesn't really exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that leads to the house that's growing. So it's the same thing. It's like their house is growing because they're actually having these conversations they never had with their father in real life.
Mm.
And Haunted tells that story in audio form and informs it. And you get to the end of that album, you actually hear the conversation between Anne and her father on the record. It's thematically the end of the book. But of course it's in reality too, because it breaks down all these media fronts. It's just, what they did was amazing. And I never want them to revisit it because I think it's a perfect thing.
Mm-hmm. But
man, that's art. That's like legit, not just commercial art. It's capital A art.
It is. I got to get around to reading House of Leaves. I'm behind on fucking everything.
Did you finish Blue Eel?
No, still working on it. I got a big chunk done while I was waiting for Mom at the doctor's office, so.
It's not that compelling of a book. It's fine. Take your time.
Good ending. Got to get to that.
Some people hate that ending. I've gotten some hate mail.
No, I thought it was perfect.
I like it.
I'm just sitting here like, hey, no spoilers, Dan.
I didn't spoil anything.
Yeah.
Just say it was good.
It's not a kind of book where you really can spoil the ending, I don't think. You'd have to just completely like lay it down.
It's weird as fuck, and I'm really liking it.
Cool.
So
I'm glad.
So I guess this is a question more for Lauren and Dan. I know Lauren said he liked his writing style, but what do you guys think of T.M. Wright? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I was lucky. I met Terry when he was still with us.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the Darkness on the Edge anthology together. I do think he was a great writer. He was working in a field at a time when he was probably being a little bit more commercial than his heart would have always wanted him to be, but he had a lot to say, and he was a very soulful person. I would say as people, we were very different people. I don't know that we would ever have been friends, but I greatly admire T.M. Wright.
Yeah, I'm not. There's some gaps for me on him, but I enjoyed what I read, and I'm embarrassed to say there's still quite a bit when I look at it that I've got to read.
Yeah,
you should be fucking embarrassed, Dan.
Jonathan's read them all.
Yeah. As soon as I finish my Hooked on Phonics program, I'm going to get to it.
What was your favorite, Jonathan?
The one with the words.
That was a good one.
It was really good.
So you read at least like Strange Seed and Manhattan Ghost Story, Dan?
Yeah. And I'm a fan. It's just I haven't read everybody. I mean,
well, I was just asking what your thoughts.
Gaps for sure.
So what do you guys think of John Ferris?
So that's a loaded question, and you fucking know it.
Yeah, I do.
I love John Ferris. All heads turn when the hunt goes past. When Michael calls, these are classics of the highest order. I mean, this for that time period from 66 to 80, let's say. I don't think there was anyone doing it better than John Ferris. Period. Any of the post William Peter Blatty, obviously Blatty would release Legion right after the period I just outlined and that's why I chose that period. But John Ferris really should have been where Stephen King is today in the zeitgeist. Should be, I think.
He got a De Palma film.
Yep.
Adaptation.
When Michael Calls was probably, one of the first horror novels I read.
Oh wow.
Well, there were copies everywhere. You couldn't go to a yard sale without finding a copy of that book.
Yeah, it's a great starter horror novel, actually.
And there's again a TV movie based on it.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of forgotten TV movies out there.
So, you didn't like stuff like Son of Endless Night or Fiends? You wouldn't recommend those?
Well, it's not a matter of not recommend them. It's just if you haven't read the classics, start with the classics, because it'll become more about like enjoying revisiting his voice than it is purely about the stories. So it's some of the other stuff. But no, I can't push John Ferris hard enough. I mean, if he were alive today, he would have been one of the first that I tried to get onto the show. No question in my mind.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we've lost so many people I grew up reading.
I know. I look all these guys up, and half of them are gone, or
which is
women as well. Oh,
big reason why I wanted to get the people that I enjoyed in my early 20s on the show now, because time continues to roll on. We won't have everyone forever. I won't be here forever. And I just wanted to get, because I was shocked, like, try and find John Ferris interviews. You know, you'll find a few, but try and find them.
There's not many.
James Herbert, there's like 2.
Right. So that's kind of what this channel was all kind of about, and it still is. I'm taking a break from that because I just started a new job and there's some other things going on in my life. But I really wanted to have some kind of a resource out there for people to understand who these people are. Because we can talk about movies all day long, and I'm sure the audience would rather us talk about movies all day long. But at some point, all this stuff starts with a blank page and someone putting a word on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we need to really honor those people, because you don't get anything you love without writers writing.
I'll have to send you, Griffin. There's a British talk show that James Herbert was on with Clive Barker.
I watched that. It was great.
Yeah.
That was fantastic stuff.
It's not a ton. There really isn't a ton. I don't know if I've ever seen an interview with John Ferris. So there's definitely not a lot.
Which is crazy because there's commercials, like the 1-800 commercials to order his books.
Oh yeah.
That was Ryho's replied to Lawrence. Oh.
Awesome.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Sorry, I just like being able to do that.
It was a game changer.
Books of Blood. I remember being in study hall because I never had free time in high school because I got bad grades, and or I was on being disciplined for one thing or another. And I remember hearing like regular, Joe football kids talking about the Books of Blood. They were reading them as kind of dares. So it was that weird moment where it's like you realize something was big enough that it was seeping into the normies.
Yeah.
That just didn't happen outside of Stephen King. That's when I knew something was really happening. And yeah, I'm sure the King blurb, the infamous King blurb, helped that all to happen. But you could tell that something was really going on with Clive Barker. And, Hellraiser was out, but I don't think that was going to make the average Joe read necessarily. But there was something happening with his fiction, and I wish we still kind of had that. I don't think it probably happens outside of the Harry Potters and Twilight series of the world anymore.
Does somebody still have a house phone?
I do, but it's not mine.
That is actually me, and I thought it was unhooked, so I was very confused.
Michael Call.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
You knew you'd be here.
So I guess we're going back to the movie. Who y'all think is going to release Martin on Blu-ray?
I've heard that's been coming several times, so I'm not sure. I'd love to see Arrow get it.
I bet it's Arrow.
Yeah.
As long as Scream Factory doesn't get it. Actually, I don't give a shit. Fuck Scream Factory, but yeah.
I don't want them to get anything. So
I can see that collage in my head.
Yeah, I was thinking with Criterion put Night, I was thinking they're going to do Dawn and Martin. I thought that would be perfect.
Nobody's going to do Dawn in the United States.
Well, Criterion would have the easiest pull to be able to put it on their label.
Unless they're going to shell out $1 million, they ain't going to get it. That's the only way that's happening. And they're not going to put $1 million out to make $52,000. It's just not going to happen.
I'm okay.
That.
Those DVD releases.
The second site release you can get. I mean, it's widely available, even on Amazon in the U.S. for like $40.
Then what? Why? How were they able to get it?
So Rubenstein does not own the international rights to that movie. He only owns the U.S. rights.
Yeah. Very good, Jonathan. I like when I don't have to explain things.
Right?
Good.
Didn't he not realize that 4K was region free? I know that there was a big thing about that he won't be.
I don't know, man. He's living in a fucking dream world if he thinks anybody's ever going to care about that 3D print that he had made of Dawn, or that he's ever going to get his money back.
No, he's not. But he doesn't need the money either. So
no, but I mean, with that investment, at least he's going to die on that hill with it. Like nobody's going to get it until he gets his money back.
Yeah, somebody better pay him.
That's pretty much what Lucas did with the Star Wars. He converted the prequels to 3D, and he's just like, fuck it. No one wants to see Phantom Menace, so Disney take it.
Well, Lucas started in the wrong place.
Yeah, he should have started with the originals. I actually went and saw the Phantom Menace in 3D to support it, so down the road I could see original Star Wars movies in the theater, and then it just never fucking worked out.
Well, what's crazy is that he actually did convert 2 and 3.
Oh yeah, that was the plan. It was going to be all of them.
I don't understand why they just don't continue, because to be honest with you, the cost of that conversion is much lower now than it was then. Release them. What's the worst that's going to happen? They're digital prints.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Do it.
Well, Phantom Menace was filmed still.
I'm about to say, but like,
but how it'll be distributed today?
Yeah.
The theaters. It's just a hard drive. It cost them $30 to have it mailed.
As wild as they put that new Bond movie out in 3D apparently in select theaters. It's like, who the hell is asking for that?
Overseas, it's still very popular.
Yeah, it is, but goddamn, I hated that one. I did.
You saw it?
Oh, it's terrible. It's not a Bond movie.
It's an Avengers movie.
Well, I just wanted to go back
Logan.
to having fun with Bond.
Yeah.
Give me Roger Moore again. I want the cheesiness. Daniel Craig never got to go to space. He never got to.
He did
have
go to
fun
space
with
though
the
in one of the games.
Corey.
Oh, yeah.
The Legend
What's up?
They redo Moonraker.
Oh, that's cool.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah. Doing good. How are you?
All right.
Doing all right.
About to fall asleep in this chair.
Because we're so boring.
At
Mostly.
3:30.
Afternoon naps are highly underrated.
Dude, they are.
But maybe don't do it while you're on the stream.
Definitely not while driving.
That's what happens on a cold, rainy day like we got right here. So.
Yes.
Not right
here.
I need to go finish my movies, but I don't want to move either. So.
You're going to ring out the rest of the night?
Yes, I am. I think it's going to be the plan for the evening.
I'm so jealous. People get to experience that for the first time. I'm so jealous. Are you going to go beyond the box? Because, there are the 2 Sadako 3D movies, and then there's the Sadako.
I don't know. I guess it's going to kind of depend on how the rest of my viewing experience goes. But I didn't know anything about this franchise at all. And
there's actually a Japanese adaptation before that for Japanese television as well.
That's what I had read. Yeah, from like 95 or something.
It's It's really, really, really true to the novel. So it has everything like Sadako being hermaphrodite. The rape plot is still there. It's all there.
Mhm.
But it's hard to find a copy with subs. And when you do, you're going to be blown away by how 90s Japanese television it is.
Toke.
It's kind of crazy. And then there's the Korean version called Ring Virus, which is good in its own right. It's not perfect, but it's good.
Speaking of Korean, isn't there a Korean Cube remake coming out?
It's supposed to be any time. I
Japanese
need.
Cube remake. Sorry, they're two different countries. I will not nitpick. Please continue, Dan.
Wait.
Oh no, that's okay.
Who
It's
is it that's putting it
Korean
out?
though, I believe.
I
thought
thought it was
Korean.
Japanese that we were talking about.
I'm almost positive it's Korean.
Well, Ring Virus is Korean. So
I'm
that's
gonna look
what
like an asshole in a second.
deviated
Hold
the
on.
conversation, like a septum and a cocaine.
I could be wrong. I thought
I'm
it
almost
was-
positive because they just did a special edition Blu-ray release in Korea for it.
This
For
is
the-
showing me Cube 2021. It's Japanese horror remake.
Well, I stand
Oh,
corrected.
well,
then.
I'm wrong then.
I am
either
looking
way-
forward to that.
Either way, I
though,
want to see
actually.
it. 'cause I
Yeah,
like
so
Cube.
I'm looking forward to it too.
I personally think the escape room films are prequels to Cube.
You can make that work.
Those are fun little movies.
Yeah.
I think they are.
I
You see, I'm not against popcorn. Just give me good popcorn.
Yeah.
How ingenious was that first Cube movie though? It's like we just got to build one set, put
Oh, that
lights
blew
behind
my
it,
mind.
change the lights,
So
whole
good.
movie right there.
I'm surprised that hasn't gotten a domestic Blu-ray special edition from somebody.
I
I
wish
know
they
it's
would.
I know it's Lionsgate initially. Trimark? Is that Trimark released?
It
on
has a
Lion-
Canadian Blu-ray, which
If
I'm assuming is...
Lionsgate owns it, they'll put it out as Vestron eventually, which would be nice.
No, it would. I remember sitting down and watching that. A lot of people saw it on Sci-Fi Channel of all things, and it's like, oh my god, this is this is amazing.
Isn't that how pretty much most people saw like Pitch Black?
Oh well, no, that was theatrical.
Well,
Yeah.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah, but
that's how
it didn't hit until like home video is what he's getting at.
Yeah, it kind of. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So Brock, I really suggest you search out the Indian remake, which is called Kalam. It has Nayanthara in the lead role, and it's definitely more of a slow burn than the Flanagan film for the first half, but the second half of the film is a full hour of a final girl chase. It's pretty amazing.
So Corey,
Yeah.
Hamilton book got me, buddy. They got me bad.
Did that.
Uh-oh.
They just did that new drop this week.
Oh,
Jesus
God, I haven't
Christ.
even looked at it. I've been so
Don't.
bombarded with other
Don't.
stuff that
You'll spend money, and it's got that PayPal pay in 4 option.
That's
I've got
dangerous.
4 of
Dude,
those
it
I'm
fucked me
paying
up.
on right now. So.
It fucked me up. I'm like, well, it's only $20 today.
Like the total of my pay in 4s right now is a week of pay, so I gotta slow down.
When you do that pay in 4 though, like 10 times and then forget about stuff, that's.
I've only done it. I've only done it twice, and the first one's done. So I won't do another one until the other one. That's my rule. One's
If
got to
you-
be done before you start another.
If you want just a sense of how bad it is, because I'm doing a collection update tonight, this is just one tub of
Oh my god.
Blu-ray.
Jesus Christ, Dan!
Christ, man.
Don't you have
Yeah.
enough?
I'm obsessive. Yes.
I
Well,
always
we're
thought.
We're
I always
showing recent pics. Well, at least
I always
haven't
thought
opened
that I
these
was-
up,
that
but-
I was the worst. But what's that?
stack
Is that,
of books.
is that a bundle of drugs?
Oh, nice. Hey,
Yeah.
Robert,
It's
is
a
that
kilo of
McCammon in
something.
there?
That's Bernard Taylor.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and John Ferris's Minotaur.
Oh, nice.
Mantar.
Mantar.
I got Mad Love with Peter Lorre on Blu-ray in just
Oh, yeah.
recently.
So good.
The Val Luton double of Ghost Ship and Bedlam. So, and I got books tonight too. I will be showing off books too.
I got my stuff here. I want to show it off. Yeah, it's not.
It has dispenser and a copper nickel.
That'd have been so sweet. That'd have been way cooler when I got. I got the Prowler because I haven't seen it.
Oh,
really? You haven't seen that?
Bring a
Never seen
pillow.
it.
Bring a pillow.
Oh,
Really,
you don't like Prowler?
It has great gore shots, but it's boring.
Uncle Sam. I fucking love that movie.
July 4th.
It's very
watch always.
very Blue Underground heavy.
Yeah.
Zombie 4K.
Can't go wrong.
I want
Nice.
to bitch about this for a minute. What on earth makes this worth $40 fucking dollars?
Well, it's zombie.
No, hang on. I love Zombie. Okay, it's my favorite zombie movie. I did not pay $40 for this, but what I'm saying is this is $40 on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I don't think it's ever been much less than that, to be honest. At least not.
And
It's $25 on Hamilton Book, but come the fuck on.
it's only nominally better than the Blu-ray too. That's
Well, I didn't have the
Yeah.
4K Blu-ray. I had like the original one from. I didn't have the newest transfer, so that's why I went and got this.
You have
and
to.
it is my favorite zombie movie. So, but still, I wouldn't give him $40 fucking dollars for it.
It's about that much better. Like you really
It
are
does look great,
pushing it. It does.
It
yeah.
looks great.
So does the Blu-ray.
The birthday boy brilliantly explains the cost.
$10.
Yeah, hooray!
Makes sense.
And of course, Autopsy Jane Doe and the coup de grace, my Ringu collection. I'm so excited about that.
Nice.
I was so happy that got a domestic release from Arrow.
Arrow's the shit.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I like that they focus a lot on Japanese films in
I
general.
just trust them. Like I know that like if I spend my money with them, I'm usually not going to get taken. So
They also put out almost most of Sergio Martino's films.
Which is
anybody want to tell me how Scream Factory, every time they get these giant fucking titles, they end up shitting the bed when they release them?
And people still line up for them like every time. I'm at a point where I can't get them on street date. I mean, they killed Brotherhood of the Wall.
in your kitchen.
Yeah, they even do a new transfer of that for that sucker, and no features.
Yeah, I don't understand who would pay extra to pre-order from them anymore.
No, because they're going to fuck you. They're going to make sure everybody else gets their copies before you do.
Yeah, I saw a ton of people doing it. So.
The Joe Pesci Scream Factory rant.
They fuck you with the pre-orders.
You know what's the best thing? They're still trying to sell that Friday box. Really, guys, it's limited.
$89. That is ridiculous. I'm pissed. That was supposed to be limited, by the way. So if they really couldn't sell that many of them.
Yeah, limited my.
Everyone owns the movies. So when everyone already owns the movies, the price tag has to reflect that. You cannot charge a premium for something everyone already has. Period. This isn't tough. I mean, the Scream Factory guys need like I don't know. I was gonna make a political joke and I shouldn't do it, so I'm not gonna do it.
I was so angry because Todd and I were talking because I mean, by no means Scream Factory's first screw up, but when those came in, Todd, I was even saying to Todd, like, you don't think they'll screw this up, dude? He's like, Todd's, no way, it's too big. And when I got it, and I think he sent me a message. He's like, so I hate to say this, like they fucked up the set, didn't they? And he's like, yeah, there's gonna be. I was so mad. I still have not really watched any of that. I think I popped in one disc for special features, but I was so disgusted. I was just like, nah.
Did you guys see that some of the people with these Halloween 4Ks were missing discs?
I've heard that. Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
But that's fine because people are really mostly buying it for the packaging and they say they own it anyway. So because they own that movie 7 times, whatever.
What really baffled me was why Scream Factory thought they needed to put out the Val Lewton films. I knew what they put two or three of them out.
Mm-hmm.
I know they did a Bysnatcher, Leopard Man, and I know they were going to do Bedlam, but they can't. I think just did the 2, and then Criterion did Cat People. Oh no, they did Curse of Cat People as well. They also did Curse. Okay.
Yeah, Scream did Curse.
That's the one you can keep. The rest
I
of them,
it. I liked it.
Nah.
I liked it.
The rest of them are sacred ground, but Curse of Cat People is like A, it's not a horror film. B, it's pretty.
You
bad.
like that over the Ghost Ship?
I like Ghost Ship over Curse of the Cat People. Easy. That's not a question.
Whatever, it's Val Lewton. It's great stuff.
No, I'm happy to see. Hopefully,
Did you pick up Isle of the Dead?
No, I haven't yet.
Did
I
you,
have it.
Dan? I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I have
That was
it.
a good transfer.
Yeah, it looked good. Yeah, I want to see I Walk with the Zombie. I want to see a really good version of that.
I wonder if Criterion's going to put that one out.
I haven't heard anything about Criterion with that, but it deserves it.
They just threw us all for a loop by putting Cat People out.
No, that certainly deserves it too. That's a classic. So
I really liked Isle of the Dead. That was unexpected how much I enjoyed that. I was like, oh my god, it turns into a slasher film, literally. Like, this is great.
People keep having those arguments about what the first slasher film is, and they're talking about stuff that came out in the 70s, and it's like, you guys don't have a clue.
Even the Leopard Man that or the leopard, was it Leopard People? That was the Leopard Man, right?
Leopard Man.
Yeah, that was a slasher too, and that was great. That might be my top 3 of my favorites of those. Probably right below Cat People and I Walk with a Zombie. I like that one a lot.
Nothing can dethrone the Cat People.
No.
Cat People is one of the best films ever made. Ridiculous.
Did y'all ever subscribe to what was it, Cinema Fantastique back in the day?
I have a couple of issues, but I never subscribed.
I'd get it off newsstands once in a while. It wasn't like I get it every month kind of deal, but yeah, I think I have at least a dozen or so of those laying around somewhere.
Yeah, I read through the 82 issue with they were talking about Paul Schrader's Cat People. They did a great article on Val Lewton's films, like a lot of great information in that article. I'm like, this is before internet times too.
Oh yeah.
So some of it could have been bullshit. That's why I was kind of I've developed a lot of cynicism being around our resident Lauren.
I think Rue Morgue did a Val Lewton piece.
Listen, every librarian in America is impressed with what I've done to you, so just stop.
No, it was developing before I met him. But anyways, yeah, I'm just glad Warner has been putting them out. At least they've been they picked up the mantle to put them all the Val Lewton stuff.
So there's a conversation in the chat about Bava's Bay of Blood. Mike, the Fifth Beatle, does not like the film, and
really?
Yeah. It's low on my Bava list as well. I do like it, but like is about as far as I'll go. But for me, I mean, Bava comes down to, of course, Black Sunday, and honestly, after that, you have to go to Danger Diabolique, which is an horror film, but is also equally a masterpiece. And that's a film that the horror community needs to all rally around someday, because that is one of the most bizarre, wonderful, trippy, Phantom of the Paradise looking motherfucking spy films ever made.
I still have to get the Blu-ray of that. I keep meaning to.
It's good. It's really good. It's really cleaned up. All the special features are the same ones that were on the DVD. So like you have the Beastie Boys video with the comparison and that stuff. But Sam, have you ever seen Danger Diabolique?
I am pretty sure I have not.
Corey?
Double checking real quick.
And Jonathan is out trick or treating. So,
Else.
so they're based on this Italian comic book. Diabolique is a criminal. He's a thief, but it's kind of an anti-fascism message, like the real thing, not like what we hear in America. Whereas he kind of is a thief in a kind of Robin Hood sort of way, kind of.
I saw this was on MST3K.
Oh, but that's not where you should watch it because it's a great film. It's not.
Was it?
I'm just saying. That's how I saw it.
It's great. I love when he turns the laughing gas on the town council.
What did you think of
Danger: Diabolique?
Oh, okay. What did you think of Kaltiki? I know he co-directed that one.
Yeah, uncredited, but yeah, I have that. I like Kaltiki a lot.
Kaltiki, the Undying Monster.
Yes, 1959. Yeah.
It's fine. Planet of the Vampires, of course, visually is a film that set up so much of what was to come. It doesn't play exactly as good as I always wanted it to, but you can see how important and how wonderful and lush for that period it is. So
Bava is a master. I mean, there's if his name is on it, it's worth seeing.
What y'all think of Whip in the Body?
Love it. Everything he did. I think it's always hard to pick like greatest of all time, but he's in that discussion for sure.
and of course, no one ever talks about $5 for an August Moon.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
was gonna bring that up.
yeah, that movie is bonkers, wonderful, and Blood and Black Lace. Bava's career is one of those careers that you look at it and it's almost like we talk about Carpenter or Romero, and like Bava did it without ending on that bad note.
Yeah.
It's almost like Cronenberg is the closest you can compare it to. But I would, and I know people aren't going to like this, but I honestly, as much as a fan of Scanners I am, and most of his output actually, Videodrome, man, Black Sunday is a better film than anything Cronenberg ever put out. But we still don't talk about him like we should.
Black Sunday is essential, and I will say, even for people who horror begins in the 80s, I will mention Black Sunday, and the people I get to watch it really love it because it's just a gothic horror masterpiece. It doesn't get any better than that. That's always at Halloween watch for me. Quite often the night before I'll pop that on because it just doesn't get any better. So if
Dan, are you like me? Do you own both cuts?
Yes.
Isn't that so sad? Because the American cut, the AIP cut, is so inferior. But it's how I grew up watching it, and I can't not have that version.
Yeah, it's how you saw it first. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't actually watch that version usually, but it is the first one I saw, so I have it.
It was just incredible when they had separate releases for them because they realized there was two audiences.
Yeah, I'm sure plenty of people bought both for that. Yeah.
Also free to watch on Tubi. So
There you
I'm
go.
gonna have to make a note of that. I'll give me something to do tomorrow. Black Sunday on a Sunday.
You will love it.
So fucking good. It is everything you want from a classic horror film, but it also doesn't feel as dated. Yes, it takes place in a certain time, so that dates it like artificially, but its sensibilities are like completely modern, and that it's so cool for that reason. And if you're not a fan of Barbara Steele, there's just no helping you. Put the air bubble in the needle now, because
I was starstruck when I met her, and I'm usually not, but it was so weird just walking into that chiller Italian invasion room, nobody there, which I still don't understand, and seeing her sitting there just reading the paper.
I'm so angry that I didn't experience that.
Hopefully you still can. I don't see her name pop up a lot, but on the convention circuit, but well worth meeting. She's funny. She's actually a really funny lady.
She's the best.
I have her.
When we talk about Vincent Price and Lon Chaney and Karloff, she deserves to be on that list. 100%.
The Pendulum.
Yeah, and not as a scream queen or any nonsense like that. She's just one of the great horror actors of all time.
Creepy as hell in Pit and the Pendulum.
She's great. That's a great film. That
is a great film.
It's almost unbelievable that that's Corman.
Is that the only one you really like of the Vincent Price?
His Raven is not horrible for what it is. It's a joke, but it's not horrible. But the thing is, it's like nothing ever was as much a real movie, a real film as Pit and Pendulum. Don't you think?
The Red Death.
It looks cool. It's kind of dumb as a
I have blinders for the Corman Poe stuff. That's also really early horror memories for me. But
But
Yeah.
Nico, I have a bootleg of that actual transfer, so no, I won't be picking it up.
I'm going to be getting it. It's a little high right now. It's almost $40. But I am getting it. I'm not getting it on street though.
yeah, after picking up those Vincent Price box sets Scream Factor did with that, it was back when they actually put decent releases out.
Mhm.
Didn't they have to recall the second printing of that?
I don't remember, but I was so I was ready for the Poe ones, but then that little movie, The Conquering War, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? This movie's mean. God damn.
Witchfinder
great.
General.
Yeah, Witchfinder for General, and then what's the other one that's the same fucking movie? Mark of the Devil.
Mark of the Devil.
Oh, yeah, Mark of the
Was that Hammer?
No.
No.
That was Spanish Money, wasn't it? Is Spanish Money but shot in Italy?
Yeah, the old school barf bags that they sold for that. I think an original from that is actually pretty expensive now. I know Udo Kier was selling like reproductions at one point.
Oh, Mark of the that I remember. What? Yeah. I was thinking of confusing that with the Hammer title.
Mike's asking, has anyone seen the Quatermass TV series shows? Back in the day, I've not revisited them. Quatermass and the Pit is always a favorite. Not for Halloween season. That's more of a summer thing for me. But yeah I mean, all the shots of the London subway system and the underground.
The tube.
And the alien is still spooky. Yeah, it hasn't aged well in some ways, but I think it's still spooky.
Mike's been trying to teach me the English slang, proper terms.
Just ask him how to pronounce aluminum. That baffles. Karloff recommendations.
Isle of the Dead.
Yeah, that's a good one. As far as stuff you may not have seen, Isle of the Dead is a must.
Cliff, at the risk of being self-referential, just go back and watch the show I did with Sarah Karloff. We go through all the big highlights of his career with his daughter. So,
Black Cat.
Black Cat. Well, she has words about Black Cat.
I know. That's why I immediately thought of that.
Yeah, I'd like to see her. I was at a chiller where somebody, I don't know if it was Black Cat, somebody said something to her, and I thought I was going to see Sarah Karloff beat somebody's ass. I never figured out what it was, but she was so mad at some fan that said something to her.
That is stylistically, that's like one of my favorite movies ever.
All that Art Deco stuff, and
it's so
long
gorgeous.
line.
So gorgeous.
It's a film. It definitely sticks up to this day.
And the Raven's pretty solid too.
Yeah,
he does the famous growl.
And it's not a horror film proper, but only horror fans will care. But Tower of London is a great watch too.
No. Having worked with Conrad Brooks, it was so cool hearing stories about all these different people, and a terrible movie, but I do have the stories from that time working with them.
Doesn't is it Basil Rathbone and Boris, didn't they dunk Vincent Price in like a bunch of wine or something in that one? In Tower of London, or am I thinking something else?
Trying to remember.
No,
Dunked him in wine. I don't.
Or something like they dump him in something.
Well, there's a torture sequence involving acid, but
yeah,
that might have been it. I might have just been getting confused.
But Karloff brought to the genre is something we need now, because all of our horror icons now are basically pretty much brooding figures. You know, they're physical threats, and Karloff brought that with the Frankenstein character, but he was capable of everything else. So it's like, whether we're talking Jude Courtney, whatever, or Kane Hodder, or they're all really great at what they do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away, but they can't make the Karloff turn. It seems, anyway.
Mhm.
And we need that actor. Even like I know. Sorry, Sam, don't freak at me. Robert Englund does Freddy to perfection because that's what he built, right?
Yeah.
But we shouldn't pretend that he's going to pull off what Karloff pulled off. It's just not
I
going to
think the closest we ever got was like Sam Neill would be like the closest as far as modern.
I could kind of see that. I mean, England is always going to be just being Freddy. And I mean, I don't think he's ever going to escape that. It's sort of like if Bruce Campbell's ever in anything, it's just, well, there's just Ash.
Pretty much.
Mhm. Yeah. Definitely with Campbell. I like Bruce Campbell, but yeah, that's Bruce Campbell's Bruce Campbell. Yeah, I don't think we have a Karloff.
Oh, another Karloff, the Val Lewton, the body snatcher. That one's excellent.
Yeah.
He is so creepy in that. It's amazing.
Yeah, he stayed more relevant than Bella did. Even towards the end, where certainly he wasn't making A pictures, he was still.
Those last 5 Mexican films are pretty tough.
Hey, what about Doug Jones?
Excuse me?
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones?
Well, still going.
Yeah.
That probably, I think Doug Jones is a better possibility than Sam Neill, to be honest.
I don't think Sam Neill has
career shakes out.
Sam Neill's not as associated with the genre in a pure sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Doug Jones has all the monster cred.
Yeah, but Sam Neill's got Event Horizon. He's got In the Mouth of Madness. He's got Possession.
I don't know if I don't think the volume of work is enough yet. I mean, I love Sam Neill, don't get me wrong, but
Daybreakers.
Oh yeah, he was in that.
I think the problem today is that there just aren't enough good horror roles written. To be honest, that's the bigger problem. Is that you can't really become the standout horror star when all the roles are kind of underwritten. So
yeah, I know.
So instead we go, wow, look, Barbara Crampton, she sure is pretty. I mean, so.
But I mean, when you think when you hear Barbara Crampton's name, what are you thinking of first? You're always going to think of animator.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's had a hell of a resurgence, though. Barbara Crampton's into everything again.
And I give her massive credit, and she's not, and I'm not slagging her acting skills at all. What I'm saying is that it doesn't quite get to that place where we're talking about the Lugosi's and the Karloffs.
No, and I'm all about the new. I wish I could say that we had a Karloff. I'd like to have 10 Karloffs, but we just don't. I wish we did, but I just can't.
I want to see that. I want to see that biopic with Jeremy Irons as Karloff that Sarah mentioned.
Yeah,
I want to see that so bad.
If I remember that show, though, it's like she said, there was nothing seedy, nothing. I mean, he was just a nice guy. There's never any stories out there about him. I don't know how the movie would look.
I hope the movie focuses on his struggles getting the actors union started, to be honest with you, because that was the biggest risk. And he was such a key figure there. And I'm not a pro-union guy necessarily all the time, but I'll say that that industry was pretty horrible at the time for how it treated anyone who wasn't a star. So, hey, Sandra, do me a favor, turn on your camera. That's the rules of the show, and I'll be happy to let you in. And he's gone.
I think we were about to have some gratuitous nudity on the show.
I think there's that possibility. So, Brock says we need more established theater actors in horror like your Donald Pleasances. Exactly.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Eye of the Devil's coming to Blu-ray, another Donald Pleasance film this week.
God, I really miss Donald Pleasance a lot. I know we all do. I know I'm not contributing anything extra, but Lord Almighty, every Halloween movie that comes out with no Donald Pleasance, it's not.
So
not for me.
So I don't want to turn this into a kills thing, but
no, I know.
So we can stay with generally
Let's
this.
talk about other Donald Pleasance things.
But
Lauren was in a happy place.
well, no, we can talk about the original Halloween for just a second. I don't have a problem with that. You know why that movie works? That movie works because we're walking in our own shoes and we're watching Donald Pleasance, right? And he keeps talking in these exaggerated terms about Michael Myers, and we haven't seen anything on screen except a little boy who killed his sister and has now escaped, right?
Mhm.
So we're seeing a murderer, we're seeing a killing spree, and it's a scary situation. Don't get me wrong, but he keeps playing it up as this, like almost, I don't know, mythological thing. It's like almost biblical what he's talking in these huge religious terms about Michael Myers, and your whole time you're saying, okay, this guy's pretty far out there, but he's the only one who seems to understand that this town's in danger. So you're following him, but we don't necessarily buy into his shtick. The end of the film when he shoots Myers and Myers falls off the balcony, and we go to the edge of the balcony and he's gone. It validates what has happened up till that. Everything he's been saying the whole movie is now true, and that's that final scare. That indelible, wonderful final moment we realize that something bigger has been happening the whole time, and that's why you want more Halloween. Probably why we got 10 more films in the series. But it's all down to, if you think about how tough as an actor you have to be and how good as an actor you have to be to sell that. That is a wildly specific thing for a guy who was on the set for 8 days.
Yeah.
With almost no prep.
What do you think the franchise would have looked like if Christopher Lee played the role?
Oh, it would have been good, I think. But
well,
Or
we
Peter-
would have
Peter
gotten
Cushing.
more years of having Loomis if he came back. But
yeah,
but you want to know what? I almost think that, like, Pleasance was known as a character actor. He played in a lot of different genres. He is a Bond villain.
No, everything, yeah.
Right. So he comes into the role. I don't think you have like a pre-built screed for the character, right? So Lee comes on kind of different. He it's kind of like when these horror films cast out of the horror convention. It can be cool to see all those guys, but on another level, you're like, I'm watching it on a different level than I should be because I'm like, ooh, 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 rather than engaged in the story. Lee was an amazing actor, and I loved him. But I think I would prefer Pleasance by a wide margin, simply because he brought a believableness and he didn't throw me out of the movie. But like, if I see Christopher Lee, I'm like, like the Lord of the Rings films when I saw them and was bored out of my skull. I went, it's Christopher Lee. I love Christopher Lee.
You know who would have been really good as Loomis? David Warner.
I could deal with that.
Yeah, he
David
would have been
Warner.
good.
He would have been great. He's great. As evil from
and I mean, had he have played it, we probably couldn't have pictured anybody but David Warner, because again, all great actors. Same with Christopher Lee, but yeah, I always wondered what it would have looked like for sure. Maybe the films would have been better because we could have had, like you said, Christopher Lee come back through most of them.
Do you think well, I don't know, because I mean he did Howling too, so
he also did Jocks.
wearing sweet shades.
Some of the films he did around that period, he did a sex comedy called Jocks, and you could kind of see why he took a bit of a break.
I think Lord just lost it.
I don't want to think about Christopher being in a sex comedy.
But
like, he doesn't. He's
Sam,
not.
did you ever watch any or most of his Dracula films he did with Hammer?
Nope. First time I saw him was Gremlins 2, and he was Dr. Catheter, I think.
That's when he apologized to Joe Dante for being Howling too.
You just don't want to picture Christopher Lee on a panty raid. It just doesn't. don't go together. That doesn't happen in the movie.
It's not that it's Christopher Lee. He's just too tall to be on a panty raid. Let's get serious here. You need to have people that like are a little
stealthy,
bit lower to the ground so they can duck and hide in places. How else are you gonna get those panties?
He's definitely getting caught.
Yeah. It just logistically, it doesn't make any sense.
Just turns into a bat and flies out the window.
with a pair of panties in his hand.
So simply because it's been mentioned so many times, this is one of the walls you can't see all the time.
Oh shit! Ooh.
Ooh, very cool.
That is cool. Nice. She creature.
But by the way, I do love all 4 of the films on this poster. I put this together from
I've seen
tiny
3 of
prints.
those.
Excuse me?
I haven't seen none of that. What's the top one again?
She Creature, Old Dark House, Isle of the Dead, and Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. The She Creature.
Ooh, so fun! It's an AIP cheapie. It was badly remade a couple years ago for HBO, maybe 10 years ago.
Say a Killer Mermaid.
Well,
Rufus
yeah.
Sewell, and I remember when all this came out, you had like Larry Clark did Teenage Caveman, the remake. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. You see, I think that the problem we're having today, and the reason that we have these like love or hate relationships with every big franchise film that comes out, is because we're so deprived of all the smaller films that take years to develop a fan base and for people to really embrace them. If a film isn't loved on day one, it just tends to be gone. It disappears. Not much gets a second life. I guess Empty Man broke that chain, right? Because it got found later. But it doesn't happen a whole lot. And I think that's why our genre, the moment, feels like it's in the doldrums. We need to have a little more patience.
Speaking of the Empty Man, you know what? It was released 1 year ago today, on the 23rd,
wow.
which being my husband's birthday, that means I have to bounce as well.
You right?
So I am going to go ahead and leave you guys to it. But thank you for letting me join in on all the reindeer games.
Tell him happy birthday.
Oh, he's watching now. He hears it.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
Have a great.
All right,
Enjoy the
bye,
film festival.
guys. Y'all have super much fun, okay?
We'll see ya.
See ya.
Alrighty, see ya.
Well, we won't go that much long because we have been on 2 hours. But anything you guys wanted to talk about still?
Hammer Dracula. You got me in the mood now.
Well, I didn't expect to hear that when I woke up this morning.
I got to watch Dracula at some point before the end of the month, but I always go to the Frank Langella.
I haven't
one of my
seen that.
favorites.
That's one of the
Yeah,
ones
I
I haven't
love that one.
seen.
Donald Pleasance again.
Yeah.
Yep.
That film has an insane cast. That's a great film. Yeah. You know, Stoker did well for adaptations. If you really think about it, there's been a lot of them, but there's a lot of great Dracula adaptations.
You like that one, the 79 one?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out now.
Oh yeah, if you haven't, I like Jack Palance, the Dan Curtis Dracula too. I mean, I always liked him as Dracula. If you really want to knock them all out, watch the Jess Franco one as well. I'm not saying it's great, but I love Jess Franco.
Jess Franco's Dracula.
What's your favorite of the sequels?
They're in Dario Argento's Dracula.
What's your favorite sequel to the Hammer's Dracula? Prince?
Depends on my mood, because
I got a feeling it's Prince.
it probably is Prince in most cases. But see, I'm a bigger fan of the Frankenstein series than the Dracula series when it comes to Hammer.
Frankenstein's much better overall. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What's the third one of the Draculas? Is it Risen or is it
Dracula?
Is it Risen?
It's are we including Brides?
No, we won't. No.
That's because they distributed but didn't make.
Yeah, it's newly
complicated.
So is Taste of Blood?
Is there Taste or Risen?
I think it's Taste.
But I enjoyed both of those.
Oh, they're good. It's just
Dracula Rises. Yeah.
I think that there's, when you talk about the two side-by-side franchises, just the Frankenstein series got so crazy, but stayed consistently awesome. Frankenstein 70 is a different thing, but
I got the Blu-ray.
Aren't the Blu-rays out of print for Taste and Rise? Aren't those out?
They were on that box set.
which is out of print.
Okay,
that
yeah.
for sure.
I
It's the Mummy. The Mummy is the one that went out of print. I guess Warner's gonna do another release of that, maybe.
That film takes some patience that a lot of people, including myself, sometimes don't have. I hate to say it, but it's a classic, and I understand, but I can't just put it in Hammer's Mummy and just let it roll at any time.
Yeah, surprised they made sequels of that. So, what's your all's favorite Frankenstein sequel to the Hammers?
This will shock you when I say it.
Created Woman.
You go, because I'm
No.
so bad at.
I always have wanted to love Frankenstein Created Women, and I don't, because it's their bride, right? But it doesn't really work for me. No, it's Dracula and the monster from Hell.
Oh, the last one.
Oh God, it is crazy. That movie is fucking nuts.
That's a bleak film. No
It
wonder
is,
you like it.
yeah. It's up there.
I should have figured that.
I love them all.
Do you like what's the one that Universal actually had?
Was it Curse?
No, Curse is the first. Revenge is the second.
I'm trying to remember which one they had.
I gotta look it up now. I'm sure
Revenge.
Nico or Jake or someone in the chat will get it.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't want to cheat and look it up.
I'm cheating.
Oh, there you go. You'll get it before me then.
See, Robert Long has to bring the party down. With that fucking Kenneth Branagh
Evil
version of a
Frankenstein.
film.
Evil
Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's the most recent Blu-ray that they put out.
Yeah.
I think. Frank, I always say, I mean, there's not enough Dracula. In a lot of ways, Christopher Lee's kind of wasted in a lot of those. And nobody, well, not nobody, but a lot of people, it's like, oh, I've never actually watched the Frankenstein movies, and you should, because as a whole, the Frankenstein Hammers are way better than the Draculas.
Frankenstein must be destroyed.
But then, just because I'm me, you get the Karnstein trilogy, which blows them both out of the water.
Yeah, true.
So that was that entitled or entailed it's got
Vampire Lovers.
Circus.
No, Circus is not part of the Karnstein trilogy.
Okay.
So it's Vampire Lovers. It is Twins of Evil is the last and best. It's probably, in my opinion, the best thing they ever did. And the center is
Lust.
Lust for a Vampire.
Lust. Okay.
Which is the weakest of the bunch.
Yeah, that's definitely 3.
But Twins of Evil is fucking ridiculously good. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Synapse with that one out?
Essential. Twins was Twins was Synapse. I think I could be getting this wrong. I have them all. Vampire Lovers was Scream.
Yeah, they're doing a re-release of that, I think, right?
I wouldn't be surprised. They should. Yeah.
So Jake is going to take me to task. Although he's still in the Karnstein trilogy for his favorite Hammer film. He says the first Vampire Lovers is my favorite. I hear that. I'm cool. I remember the first time I saw it was on a UHF station in the middle of the night when it was summer, so I could be up all night watching whatever crap they threw up on UHF stations. So I have great memories of it, and the film does really hold up. But Twins just, oh my God. It's sleazy in that Hammer sleaze way. So kind of, it still feels, it doesn't feel graphic at all. It feels, but it feels like, to me, it's the most beautiful Hammer film too. It's like ridiculously well made.
Did you ever meet Ingrid Pitt?
No.
Oh, you didn't get to. Okay. Yeah, that. You went to Chiller a lot, right?
I did, but Chiller was always a bad scene for me because it was so crowded, especially before they moved to Parsippany.
No, it never got better.
No. But I'm saying the Rutherford days, it was really crowded.
Yeah.
And then they moved up to Parsippany, and it didn't get better. No, because the size of the crowds got larger.
No, there's nowhere you can go to escape it either. It's just like you're.
And you can't
Especially
get parking.
no, don't. When you go to Chiller, it was hey park. Don't go anywhere else. Just leave it,
Oh.
or you're screwed. If
Oh, you don't
try to leave.
understand. You guys, you see, if you're not from Jersey or have spent time in Jersey, you don't understand that. So these hotels are made for the occupancy of the rooms. And when they say a convention center, that means they have one adjunct parking lot. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
These fill up before the shows even open.
Yeah.
So if they open at 9, you have to be there at 7 to get a parking spot.
I'd go up
And-
Thursday night.
What happens if you don't is people just start parking down side streets. So the side streets are all get taken up by cars. Sometimes down the highway they'll park.
Oh, damn.
It gets nuts. So I mean, once Monster Mania and Horror Find were around, I'd make those my visits rather. Horror Find is of course gone now, but they were the transitionary
Yeah.
convention for me. I'd rather drive out to Gettysburg and have a really enjoyable time
Yeah,
than
I went
go
there.
somewhere in my backyard and be brushing shoulders with every body odor infected miscreant on the East Coast.
Ugh.
Love you guys, but please bathe.
Oh yeah.
What do y'all think of? I don't know if y'all saw the Abominable Snowman.
Snowman?
Did y'all like
Oh, yeah.
that one?
I love that movie. Oh, yeah. Another Blu-ray from best it's been a couple years, but you can get that, guys.
I'm gonna look that one up for sure.
You guys watch the second season of Creepshow?
No.
Yeah.
Did you like the episode with the VR?
VR. Trying to remember
The-
which one.
Where you could go back into your favorite movie and live inside your favorite movie, and the guy
Oh yeah.
and he decides to live inside a Terror Express.
Horror Express.
Horror Express. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That was so cool. I remember hearing about that before they were going to do it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!"
It's so fucking ridiculous. The only horror fans will even care, but it's the right audience. It's Creepshow.
Yeah, I know Creepshow's kind of 50-50 for people, the TV show, but I love it. I think they've
I love
done
it too.
some fantastic work.
I think they're going to age really well too,
Yeah,
which is not necessarily true of the movies.
yeah. I'm not saying they hit a home run with every episode, but I tend to enjoy pretty much everything because we review those, and it's rare that I come across one where I'm just like, that wasn't great. I can't say that about American Horror Stories or some of these other anthology series. Creepshow is usually always puts a smile on my face.
Corey, you were just doing a TV terror. What do you think of the new Creepshow? Have you seen?
Yeah, I've seen some of the first season. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know why I didn't get finished with it, but
The Finger.
yeah, but I did think they did a good job with it. Which I don't know. Some of these horror TV shows as of late aren't the greatest. So when someone does a good job, it's good.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, guys. Well, at the 2-hour and 15-minute point, I'm going to pull the plug on the stream. I want to thank everyone who joined me on the panel today. We're going to reiterate, if she decides to come back and watch the rest of the episode, make sure Sam's husband has a great birthday. I want to thank everyone out in the chat. That has been so much action on this chat tonight.
Yeah,
It's kind
it
of
was wild.
we have everyone from Brock, a new face in the community, the Mike the Fifth Beatle, Jake out there, Nico's out there. Nico, someday we're going to get you on one of these streams. I promise, babe.
Yeah.
I think you'd be perfect for being out here. The birthday boy, Dr. CZ Death, was out there. Thank Ghost was out there somewhere. Daily
Yeah,
Ghost.
Ghost.
Yeah, there you are. Awesome. We love seeing all you guys out there. We'd love you to come on. I know I don't do a lot of these streams anymore. There's a lot of places around the community where they do the live get-together chats. My schedule is kind of up in the air. Started a new gig, broke a finger, got other things going on. but there'll always be a time for us to come back together. So I want to thank you all for being here. Any final words for the audience, guys?
Watch some classic horror.
Yeah, great suggestions tonight, guys. Go back and watch some of these, especially if it's a first time.
Hammer time.
Be good. Hollywood.
Yeah, I love that.
See if you can do it.
You okay, buddy?
You know, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Either way.
So if you like,
Nature.
Take a look.
burned my skin, futzed around in the water, driftwood all over the beach, and